Welcome, everybody. It's great to see you. Welcome to Elian's Joy today. And I am your host, Elian Han. For Elian's Joy, always about health and about wellness and about great topics that we share. Today, I have a fabulous guest on that I would love to share with you. We are doing a lot of talking today about women's topics. I'm going to introduce to you my guest, Dilyana Mileva. She is a wonderful, wonderful speaker and sleep expert and menopause coach. And Dilyana is the founder and the creator of the Menopause Support Academy and the Deep Restful Sleep Formula, on an online program, right, to support women in a natural way to manage the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. We're going to talk about that. We are live today. We are live on Win-Win Women TV. So welcome if you're joining us today live. And if you're joining us on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, welcome as well. You can always watch the replay on my YouTube channel. We're going to give you a lot of information today. Welcome, Dilyana. I'm so glad you're here today. Thank you. Thank you for being on my show. Tell me a little bit about where this whole thing started with your interest in menopause, right? This thing that is so close to my heart, right? How did it start for you?
Yeah, I'm going to talk something that people don't talk usually. It's a secret topic. It's not usual to talk so much about this woman stuff, right? You talk in secret, you talk between women, with sometimes mother to daughter eventually, but you don't talk in public, right? You don't spread so much. But nowadays I think it starts to be more open.
Yeah.
And people start to bring this topic, which is very, very important, as you mentioned, for women, because it's the natural stage of life. It's natural passage of life is natural, as puberty, then first cycle, then the end cycle, the last one. Unfortunately, you prepare for when the cycle start, but you're not very prepared when the cycle stop. Right?
Yeah, that is so true. And that is so true. And I feel that in our culture, just like you mentioned, that's a little bit more of a hush hush, right? In other cultures, I think women are talking more and having multiple generations around them, right? To make this more of a support system and have more information around them. And I don't know where that started in our culture, but it's a little bit, let's not talk about it, especially when it starts early. So tell me what you felt when you went through all this, and what really sparked your interest reading and studying more on the topic.
I start to experience a lot of tiredness. So as a person who have a knowledge about the health and wellness, I was surprised that with all my healthy lifestyle, I thought that I eat healthy, I do the yoga, I teach meditation, I meditate, I breathe. In all this knowledge, in early 40s, I start to feel non-stop tired. I barely went through the day with endless cup of coffee. In the afternoon, I wanted to go back to bed. In the evening, I was tired but wired. I wasn't able to sleep until at least 2 a.m. in the morning. And my eyes is wide open, and I wonder how it's possible when during the day I was so tired, now I cannot sleep. And I went to see the doctor, and the doctor's don't want to discuss at all the possibility that probably I'm going through perimenopause. He just conclude that I'm too young, and probably I'm just need either sleeping pill, either antidepressant if I feel depressed or anxious. And kind of I don't feel that it's the right answer, and that it's the right also treatment. And after that, I start doing my research, and I just find out that very probably I start to have hormonal changes, and then I going to perimenopause for sure. And then many women around me start coming in my classes. I noticed that they have also different type of symptoms. And I always consider yoga as a healing tool, as a holistic approach of self-healing, as self-regulation. So I start to adjust my practice accordingly, according what I felt. I just listen my body. What if I need to rest, I rest a little bit more. Today I need a little bit more vigorous practice, more energize, more cardio. Okay, I do that. When the next day I feel more sluggish, I feel more need more restorative yoga, more yin yoga, a little bit more in a relaxed state, or just meditate a little bit longer, breathe a little bit more. So breath really saved my life, I can say that, because with the deepen the breathing, deepen the practice, I discovered that how that also oxygenate my brain, help me with the sleep, with my energy, and also with my mood. I start to become not so moody, not so irritable. My anxiety and depression also start to go away. With the more I breathe, the more I felt better. So I felt inside drawn to share this knowledge with others. That's why I create Menopause Support Academy and start teaching these breathing techniques, relaxation techniques, and I create this course for sleep, because I saw that sleep actually is also a huge problem, not only in perimenopause, in menopause, even after post-menopause. And for many people, it's a huge issue for different reasons. So I find out also that the breath really help with the sleep. So my course is also based on deep breathing and different breathing techniques. I also create the routines and habits to balance the hormone in natural way.
Right, right. I'm so glad you said that about practicing yoga and meditation techniques already. I kind of had the same thing, so I just really relate to your story there, because I felt that I was healthy and I was like, doing the fitness and the yoga, and well, that's not going to happen to me. I do everything to stay healthy. It's never going to happen to me. And of course, it is just one of these things that is inevitable. And I had no framework to fall back on, or no support system there to ask, in that way of what was going on. So I started sharing in classes why I couldn't sleep, and I was having these humongous symptoms of sweat, right? When you talk to somebody that you're just drained in sweat, you're feeling tense and nervous, and you're sometimes even having joint pain. And definitely a lot of people that I worked with over the years, and I worked with a lot of people in addiction as well, that ladies that started our age that started drinking because they wanted to sleep, and you just can't sleep, and all that sweat, right? Blanket on, blanket off, blanket on. So I'm glad that you shared that we think that we're doing everything, and still it's inevitable. We just have to recognize that there are symptoms that will overcome, so to speak, us, even if we're doing everything, and to start with just the awareness of acceptation, like, I can do this. I'm going to do breathing techniques. I'm going to sleep better. I'm going to create some time for meditation and exercise. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that was the first thing that I noticed, that, oh, we're so healthy. No, we still have to go through it. Post-menopausal myself, I think, still having issues sleeping, and meditation and breathing tremendously helps, right? What else have you found out that you can do to manage systems when, or manage, not systems, symptoms, when you feel that, right? What other information have you shared over the years?
Yeah, acceptance, you say, embrace what's happening. It just mindset is really, really important around this. How you approach that, how you see this stage in adjusting the lifestyle. Of course, it's really helpful for managing the symptoms. So prioritize yourself, a little bit more self-care. Different people have different understanding about self-care, but that really includes self-love. Just need to love yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
And talk about what you experience, about your emotions, about your thoughts with your loved ones, with your friends, or just find someone who you trust or some experience expert like me who understand what you're going through, just need to share, not hold inside all your what you experience as emotions, because you need to release all these emotions and switch with negative to positive. So that, as you say, positive affirmation, it's really helpful. Journaling, it's really helpful. Definitely you have to adjust your diet. It's unavoidable. You have to start to prioritize some more estrogen-rich foods, eliminate alcohol and caffeine as much possible, sugar as much possible, because sugar is the main reason that you can have some of the symptoms also, like a sleep problem and also tiredness. That can be due of the some of gut problems, also over consuming the sugar. So you really need to be careful with the sugar level. With you need to check. You need to definitely check your hormones and see where you are. And see if you have vitamin D deficit, iron. How is your iron? B12. It's very important. So you need to add all these supplements and herbs and adaptogen also to your daily life to make you feel really well. And it's not just the exercise and meditation. You need proper diet. You need to hydrate, of course. You need, of course, prioritize your sleep. That's the number one thing, and then adjust the diet and all this.
Yeah, I love that you say that, because we are soul sisters in that there's that thinking involved and that emotional balance, that mind body that has to come in there, right? Because if we are facing the 40s and the early stages of menopause, right? The perimenopause, the early stages, and then we start automatically to think that we're going to face a burden, right? A load of negative stuff that is coming to us, instead of embracing, our body, our wisdom, the beautiful things that are going to happen to our body. And if we think different, our mind is always going to the negative first, right? Our mind has a tendency to face the negative and the consequences. Oh my gosh, my marriage, I'm going to yell at my husband all the time and throw everything on the floor, and I won't be sleeping. And that is what we are facing, and what we're kind of, the only thing that we're kind of thinking about, like, well, oh my, oh my, oh my. So to do things for self-love, and to do things to change your thinking and our mind towards something that is very natural, to embrace it. It's we might not like it, that our body adds those pounds. We have that gut health involvement, right? We have to add those extra pounds. But if we can be loving and caring about it, then we can definitely balance it, just like you said. And sugar is the number one evil devil, right? Everywhere. It just keeps us up. And just like I said, with addiction recovery, so many times, for instance, you want that glass of wine to fall asleep, but because of the sugar, you're still going to be up at 2 o'clock, right? And we still have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it makes it only worse. So thank you for sharing. That's definitely true. So we have to think different, embrace it, share more information. Your website is amazing. And it's so amazing, again, that you call out for that support, because women can definitely support each other and talk about it more, and share the stories, and share their symptoms and, solutions. What would you do to tell women to create really sustainable habits when it comes to that self-care, self-love, and avoiding, the symptoms, not altogether, but to become a major problem?
Yeah, find a hobby that you really love, or prioritize the activity that you really like and bring you joy. That can be different things for different people, but the more you involve in a joyful activity and share with friends what you're going through, the more easy you'll be going through this period. So the more you need really to find this balance, work-life balance. I'm always about the balance and the harmony. So it's depends of you. I know that you have a lot of responsibility. Some of the people going through this stage, it's a kind of in sandwich generation. They need to still have teenage in home, or they leave the home and they have empty nest, and that's also open a room to find really something that enjoyable to do. But also they can have aging parents that they can have care of them, responsibility of work. If you're CEO, if you're business owner, if you have a lot of in your shoulders, right? And as a woman, it's all life you tend to give to others first, and you think of us for ourselves. But if you start take this habit to create these habits for start the day with yourself, to bring your state in a beautiful state, your mind in a beautiful state, your energy in a beautiful state, and just observe, you be mindful what's going on from moment to moment, and see how that's changed, the emotion change, the symptoms change, see how you can regulate this the stress, because the stress really can harm and bring more difficulty going through this stage, and the symptoms can aggravate. So really be mindful of your activity, of bring balance, and find this rest even during the day, for a just short of time of period, just switch off or go to the nature, walk, just have this really quiet moment that you can really reset, because you have to regulate yourself. It's your life, it's your body, and if you really bring this habit in this ritual in the morning, in the evening for yourself, you're gonna see the start to happen.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. It's so important. And it's also a little bit, it's obvious. I work with, as an anxiety coach, I work with a lot of women midlife, right, on transformation, which might be empty nesters, which might be a change of environment, a move, kids are moving out, different job, that kind of thing, right? So all this, and then on top of that, feeling that physical flush and that emotional craze, that anxiety coming up. What can we do for that? You're so right. Starting the day to come into that attitude of gratitude, to come into that time for self, is the hardest thing to do. People always say, oh, yes, 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 that's the easiest thing to implement, but it's not. Because then the dog and the cat and the kids, and to really make that quality time for yourself is what I really have to and like to work on with my clients, right? But we get that guilt feeling. That guilt feeling has a lot to do with it, with women especially. If we are taking 5 minutes to sit down, we shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Done something different and be busy all the time. And it is so programmed in our minds that we have to do something all the time to care for others, that we are forgetting to care for ourselves and really recognize the symptoms and jot them down, like you mentioned, journaling, and maybe see that progress in feeling better about yourself, right? Because we have that tendency of going a little bit towards that guilt and nah, this is just a little bit over the top, that kind of thing.
But recognize your need also. Recognize that you cannot operate with empty cup. So recognize that you need also this self-care, really to be able to give, to be able to take care of others. You need to take care of yourself.
Yes, absolutely. What would you do? What would you say about that gut health thing and the things that we have to do for healthy eating, well-being, healthy living, and how that correlates with our minds? Do you have a little bit of information on that?
Oh yes, direct connection with the gut and the brain. That's scientifically proven, and there's a lot of probiotics also that you can find in your natural store, but also avoid processed food. I can say that as much as possible, spicy food as much as possible, specifically in the evening time, and prioritize more legumes, more fruits. In the fruits, I know that there's a sugar too. So more berry, it can be more beneficial, and some specific type of fruit. And they can be careful also the fruit, but prioritize vegetables. In some vegetables also there's sugar, but you should be balanced, okay? You should be balanced. And then Mediterranean diet for somebody who cannot go plant-based completely, just the balanced diet for sure. But you need to pay attention of your how you eat and what you eat. It's also this emotional eating can also add in your additional weight. If you want to shake of this additional weight, you need also to observe how you eat and what you're craving for. Have these snacks caused by healthy snacks, I can say. So when you feel this starving for something that you're not grab first thing that you see or first thing that you have in mind, you just really need to be careful with that. And with the carbons, right? With the carbon, you really need to be careful.
Yes, absolutely. Carbohydrates, absolutely. The sugar in that is so interesting because while I'm going through this myself, the last couple of years, I've been paying more attention to what I eat. I'm trying to be healthier, cut the sugar out, cut the bread. You know, I mean, I was raised with, you know, I love bread, all kinds of bread. So we have to kind of like get away from that to be in a healthier to eat healthier, right? And to pay more attention to ourselves. One of the things I've been going through for the last couple of years, and I know it's controversial, I just wanted to see if you know something on the topic of what your opinion would be on the topic. You're such an expert in this, and you know, in trying to approach it the healthy, natural way. For a long time, in the early stages of the menopause, I was drawn to the hormone therapy and tried it out for years. It actually had some pluses there, right? Some advantage and benefits for me. I mean, it felt better on my body. I could eliminate the hot flashes and could sleep better, those kind of things. And at some point I got away from it and want to be more into a total health approach towards all these things that are happening to my body. What do you know and have you heard about it?
There's a very controversial opinion, and most of the opinion that there's a danger, they need to be avoided, but there's some cases that really necessary. I can say that most of the cases in very small quantity, in a long time, when in early 40s, it's even late maybe, you can start to talk about your doctors, but it's difficult to find the right doctor, a right physician who can do the right test to you, because there's different tests. So there's, I can provide additional information about the website and the book of Dr. Rosensweet, who did many years research. He has a website. He also trained a physician of the way how they can treat the women with the hormone replacement therapy, even so according to the test, because every woman is very individual. Every woman is very individual. So according to the test, what you need small quantity of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone also.
Yeah.
And that can help with your physical, also with the joint pain, with osteoporosis, with your posture, with how you sleep, and how you feel in general. But not everybody really can help you with that. It's difficult to find in America, in Canada, a physician who take care and give you the proper treatment. Some of them, they can give you for a short period of time something, if you're lucky. If not, you can just can meet a lot of negative opinion and a lot of negative thoughts that it's dangerous because there's a risk of cancer, but also if there's other risk if you don't take care properly, that really how that can affect your sleep, and then from sleep how that can affect your brain, your function of your brain, your mood, and also osteoporosis. It's really something that you cannot underestimate during this stage of life. It's something that it's going together with menopause. So it's very important to take a proper supplements for your bones and also do the movement, because it's something that you don't have to underestimate. Yeah, that's my opinion, that you need just to make a really informed decision, make a little bit more research. I will provide this information that Dr. Rosensweet give it to me with the PDF book that you can download, and also find a way to yeah, really find the proper information. Yeah.
Yeah, I so agree with you. Get well informed, because I wasn't really sure if I was informed enough. And I always felt that I didn't have the time to really read into, oh, next day life goes on. I'll do it next week, yada yada. But more and more, I'm just trying to understand the whole concept, listen to different podcasts, different opinions. Some people, yes, some people need that hormone replacement support. Some people need that for more medical reasons. As you said, I did that definitely more for osteoarthritis, osteoporosis reasons, right? Being in the fitness business and getting older and still want to do everything. And of course, we want to stay young, period, right? In that sense, I'm getting more informed and would love to read that book as well. So I'm going to your website. I'm going to find it. I will tell everybody to go to your website. And then I just want to close with just telling everybody where they can find you, or you tell everybody where they can find you for this resilience, this confidence, creating this support system. Reach out if you need help anywhere between your 40s and your 70s to Dilyana. She is so well informed. I love your podcast. I have been guest lately, so very excited about just all the time connecting with you and your brilliant self. Where can we find you?
Yeah, my website is menopausesupportacademy.com. They can have a free gift, menopausesupportacademy.com/relief, that you can start with 3 sample breathing techniques to alleviate 21 symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. You can listen the podcast Menopause Made Easy, some of the episodes, not all, but I'm in a Podbean, Apple, Spotify in Menopause Made Easy. And definitely menopausesupportacademy.com. I have information how I can help you. You can schedule a discovery call with me. You can have this conversation and see how I can help you.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. So everybody listen, menopausesupportacademy.com. That is a beautiful website. There's tons of information. There is a free handout, obviously, that you can get. There is a free support call. So thank you for those gifts today. That is wonderful. And your podcast is amazing, and we can find it on Spotify. And you can find, of course, the link to that with Dilyana on her website as well. So thank you so much, my dear friend, for being on the show today. I love it. Thank you for watching and listening, everyone. If you have questions, please keep them coming on YouTube, where we will post our videos, and of course on winwinwomen.tv, this platform that will care, connect, and collaborate with women all over the world. So thank you for watching Elian's Joy today. I will see you next week. And thank you, Dilyana. It was wonderful. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.